This prayer goes out to my C of E friends and colleagues. Heavenly Father, we stand before you this day, giving thanks for all your many blessings.
And it is with pride and honor to speak to this great College of Emporia family. And at this Letterman's Club, we've had a Letterman's Club, E-Club at Emporia for many, many years. Today is without a doubt the biggest E-Club meeting ever. We've got over 300 people here. When I started as a freshman in '57 at the College of Emporia, I think the enrollment at the college was just 300. Anyway, we welcome you to the first College of Emporia Hall of Fame induction ceremony. This is something that probably should have been done many years ago, but now it's going to become a reality today. Former basketball coach Bob Johnson probably got the ball rolling on this Hall of Fame. As before he died, he talked to several of the athletes saying the College of Emporia should have an athletic Hall of Fame. Skip DeBelling called me 3 years ago before the 207 reunion. And he said, is there any way, this was in maybe March, and he said, is there any way we could get a Hall of Fame together? He said, some of the athletes are maybe not in good health and time might be short. And anyway, in 3 months you can't put a Hall of Fame together and do it justice. So we just did not have enough time 3 years ago. But 3 years ago at the 2007 alumni meeting that was held here, the Hall of Fame was brought up to them. The Hall of Fame, the athletic board of directors said that it was not their responsibility to sponsor a Hall of Fame, but if some group or some person would like to take it on, they would support them. While serving as alumni president 3 years ago, I put a memo in the newsletter saying that if anybody would be interested in starting a Hall of Fame, to please contact me. In November 2007, we got lucky. I received a phone call, and on the other end of the line was John Hallen, John Scatback Hallen. I did not know John personally. I knew his brother Clancy. John Hallen had the guts to step forward to establish this, and he said he would volunteer to be the leader. What a tremendous person we were fortunate to have and serve as president. And this committee that we worked together was a tremendous and wonderful committee to work with. We had a lot of fun in doing this. Members who served on this committee, Larry and Brenda Taylor, Gracie Corrick, Charles Kaiser, Wendell Garrett, Steve Howard, and we had several other guests come to several of our meetings. This committee had representatives from the classes of 50s, 3 decades, the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s. And actually our research went all the way back to 1894 when athletics was started at College of Emporia. In the last 2.5 years, over 1,000 committee members' emails were sent out. Over a couple of hundred phone calls have been made. With visits to the Lyon County Museum, the Emporia Gazette articles were scanned, Old Raw yearbooks were looked over, Old College of Emporia newspapers information was obtained. One trip was even made to Independence, Missouri, where genealogy records were found. Various alumni contacts were made, as well as other people who had C of E connections. Articles written by Ed Shoup right after the college folded. We used many of his articles to help obtain information.
Good morning. My name is Steve Howard, and I'd like to say that I am the official last graduate of the College of Emporia. And I'll explain that in just a minute. First, I'd like to tell you a little. This committee was really unique. When Coach Taylor approached me about being on a committee, I should have retired a couple of years ago from teaching and coaching, so I've been hanging on a couple, you know. And I'm on a lot of committees for the older expertise. And boy, when he said, would you like to be on the committee? I said, oh my. But then when he said, you'll be the youngest, oh, okay. We're not probably going to be open second semester. He said, why don't you start doing your finite math class with me? So we hustled up and got that done. The point of the story is, went down a couple times over Christmas, finished up the course, walked in. January 14, 1974, here's my course. I met graduation. Gave it, walked in Dean Everett's office, gave it to the registrar right there. She recorded it, stamped it, a whole bit. And the phone rang and the gal says, you've reached the College of Emporia. We're no longer in existence. I said, wow. Now, during that time, at times we felt like we were abandoned, obviously, by the college church, by the church, and sometimes by the alumni. We didn't know. But the trouble of it is we didn't, as students, bother to understand really what the college was about. And at the same time, we lost communication with the alumni. There's no doubt in my mind, no doubt whatsoever, the strength and the abilities and the love of the college in this room alone would have carried us on and on and on. So we lost sight of each other. And on a positive note, not a sad note, but on a positive note, the College of Emporia will always live in the hearts and the minds of us. Thank you.
I can't remember which trip we were on. But boy, I tell you, we were on our way back to CLE. Of course, we had won the game, but my God, we were so tired that we just couldn't keep our eyes open. And all of a sudden, I got this little quirk in my voice, and I started singing Poison Ivy. And Ella said, Ivy, what are you doing? I said, we're all trying to sing, and here you are. And I kept on trying to sing, and finally they all joined in. So this is just part of the team. And you're talking about having a ball. We had a good time, and we're happy to be here today. We want to say one little word. This is truly an honor for the Alumni Association and the board to recognize all of these wonderful, wonderful athletes, cheerleaders, basketball, tennis, baseball, football, cross country, track, hockey, golf. Hold on, we played hockey, they just didn't see it. And of course, hockey will be for the next generation. Well, we're going to try to hit a note or two. I said I got the tenors and the basses and all the fellows are here. So if we miss a step, just keep on clapping. Okay. Poison ivy, poison ivy. Late at night, while we're sleeping, poison ivy come creeping around.
Most basketball players are, big, long-legged guys. So Les would sit in the middle of the front seat. Of course, back then all the cars had the humps in the middle. So Les, being more than able and willing to accommodate, the team, would remove his artificial leg and lay it up on the dash. So that it'd be less crowded in the front seat. I don't know how many people, most of the athletes knew that story, but I don't know how many people did, but it was a great sacrifice, and we appreciate it, Les.